So this is not about anything as such. It's not about arriving at anywhere. This talking is just empty talking without the concept of even emptiness. It's just sound. There's just birdsong, there's just trees, there's just sky. Sitting on a bench. But if a memory of some kind of a nice or blissful state appears, that seems to create, in the mind apparently, that seems to create a state of dissatisfaction, remembering that it was better before and this is not quite it, and then there's wanting to get that previous state back, hold on to it somehow. And there's like a constant, then it's constantly on the back of the mind, like, oh yeah, there's some heavenly state that I remember. And there's like a constant subtle resentment of the so-called present moment, or this that is here, because of the memory of the so-called better state. But that's a lie, that's bullshit. And it's based on the one that has that sense of lack, but that one does not exist. That person who seems to be lacking, that someone in the body that seems to be dissatisfied and seems to be suffering from certain appearances, like from other people, that one doesn't exist. And the idea that things are wrong, even the other people are somehow wrong, and also the idea that itself is an illusion, and also the idea of that I shouldn't react a particular way to particular circumstances, and I should restrain or something like that. That is also crap. There is no like a super ego that is like some kind of a guard or a policeman or something that is somehow on guard regarding the behaviors and stuff. And it doesn't mean that if there's like a energetic, emotional reaction, that it leads to action. It's just a reaction, basically. And the sense that it needs to be repressed is false. There is no one there, like there is no one behind there. But there's the illusion. There can be an illusion of there being someone who is controlling the behaviors, and then like being a good boy or a good girl, and hoping for some result in the future due to being good. But that's more crap. There isn't such a one. Already there is no one. There are apparent bodies, or it appears that there are bodies. But how are these bodies different from night dreams? And are there actual people, choosers, thinkers, doers in a night dream, in those other bodies, or even as the main character, the first person, from the first person view? Is that even a chooser, thinker, doer, or is it just an apparent display of events that look subjective and look like someone, but in reality maybe there isn't anyone there. And actually there isn't anyone there, but this is not trying to feed some beliefs, but it can somehow become clear that there isn't anyone. And the sense of dissatisfaction and the sense of something being fundamentally wrong, that being based on a total illusion, because it seems to be based on the someone, me, that I'm here experiencing that, and I need to feel better, things have to look better, be better, in order for me to not be upset about things. But also this does not mean that upset cannot appear. Even that is not actually wrong as such. Like certain apparent behaviors are totally insane, and sure, there can be like even violence. I mean, there is violence in this apparent world, the dreamscape. But then there are different reasons for the physical force. A lot of it is based on the insanity, but maybe not everything or not all of it has to be based on insanity, basically. But it can be a way of maybe for the apparent body to interfere when there's something like someone being unfairly treated or whatever. Use of force might be needed, but this is all part of the dream. There's no one choosing that actually. And the idea that, oh yeah, there needs to be restraint, maybe that's false. Because who is the restrainer? Where's the restrainer? And usually also, like, this is one level down in a way. In an emotional sense, there's a lot of repression going on emotionally, and that creates a lot of the problems and insane actions, because there is the repression, the one that subconsciously thinks that things need to be repressed emotionally, and then that leads to explosions of violence and twisted, perverse views and beliefs and stuff like that. But when there's no repression going on, everything is just felt, then the system works. That's like the natural working of the body and brain. There's no extra policeman there in the mix. And when those emotions are freely appearing, then it's less likely for the body to act due to the emotions, due to the repressed emotions and stuff. So in that sense, it's all natural and safe when there's not the superego in the mix, the so-called superego. Not sure if this makes sense, but to this brain it kind of does. And this is not for anyone, or if it is, it's for the apparent dream brains called other people who are not actually other people. And ultimately it doesn't matter. This is just bird song, fart noises, burps, wind noise in the ear or wind sound in the ear, leaves rustling in the wind, a human voice coming out of a mouth apparently. It's all the same. Empty phenomena appearing to no one. So of course I forgot the main point, which is that any of the ideas of love, bliss, heaven, paradise, those can be lost, and they basically create the present sense of dissatisfaction. So when they drop, when the whole identity drops, there's not even a when, because that is already a carrot for the future that doesn't actually exist. But I mean, what is the problem when none of the so-called good things nor the bad things exist, and they can only appear to exist in memory, in thinking. They can only appear to exist as concepts and mental images. So what is the problem when there is no thinking going on, or no concepts appearing, no memory, no personal memory appearing? What is the problem? Where's the problem? Who has the sense of dissatisfaction or anxiety or whatever? And any energetic sense or feeling can appear, but without any thoughts about it, without any projections or mental images about them. Where's the problem? And for who would the problem be?